We're live.
We're live. Hello. Welcome to BB Breakdown 902. We're two Nova Scotia girls that get together every week to talk about Big Brother. We're super fans. We've been watching since season one of Big Brother US. We're going to talk the last 2 weeks of Big Brother this week, kind of compress it because we've been on a little bit of a hiatus due to life in general. So we are going to do our best to cover what's been going on in the last 2 weeks, which has been a lot, how we feel about it, and then talk a little bit about who's in reigning in HOH right now and what's going on in Spoilerville at the very end. And we'll also talk a little bit about a YouTube video that I just watched of feeds, which I actually missed, of the dirt that Fessy and Brett talked about to Caitlyn and basically the moves she was pulling on them. So we'll talk about that at the end. So if you want to stay tuned for a little bit of the juicier side, we talk about spoilers and feeds at the end. All right, ready?
Ready.
I think where we last left off is where Winston and Brett were on the block, right? Is
Yeah.
that where we were? And we didn't know.
Instant and bread? Oh my god. Well, zoom through all that. That's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a long while. Winston and Brett are on the block. Winston goes home, and Brett makes that epic speech that gets Rockstar. Um, do you remember the speech? Because
Yeah. He got her
that
upset.
was yeah, he got her super upset, accusing her um, of going to vote. Oh, who was it? Was it
It
Rockstar?
doesn't matter. It was a week and a half ago.
Oh, but it does. It plays into the storyline so much. Like how they're just going. This season has just been like amazing for like old school Big Brother. Like I've never seen anything like it for so long.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've been like this excited to like watch and like figure out what's going on feeds and stuff. Like I don't know, it's just so crazy in there right now. Everybody's playing. Like there's not one person that I could say that's not playing. You? What do you think?
No, I love it. It's been really, really good. I haven't missed an episode, and usually this is about that time where I'm like, I'm bored, but I'm not missing any episodes. I love it.
Yeah, no, it's been awesome. I just I wasn't a huge Brett fan until he made that speech against Rockstar, and then I was all Brett like all the way. Like he's playing a crazy good game, and like he's on the block again this week because some people are starting to catch on to how persuasive he is. Um, but in saying that, we'll talk about that a little later on. Uh, who's going to go home this week? But currently, let's just fast forward to where we're at. Bailey's HOH. Finally, the other side has.
Well, Sam goes up. We missed all of Sam.
Oh yeah, we missed all Sam. Sam, that was such a crazy HOH, wasn't it?
Yeah, like that was like one of the, like that's yeah. She was
I
like,
didn't.
"My mind's made up. Don't come in my room without me knowing, and thanks for coming out, but like I know what I'm doing." And I was
No,
like, "Okay, wow."
my mind was blown by her HOH. I really thought she was going to be another person that because she's in cahoots with Tyler. Like Tyler has a string on everybody pretty much, and
Well, she wouldn't show her card to him.
no, and I was shocked. Like I honestly thought her HOH was going to be like all Tyler's doing, and Tyler had no say in that week. Like
It was awesome.
it,
That is how you pay Big Brother because it was just like, holy crap. I enjoyed it quite a bit.
I did too, but she gained a lot. Well, she didn't gain. She got a lot of flack on the internet for like saying she wanted to, be a strong like idea of female empowerment, and she didn't like how Caitlyn and Haley were just like using the guys
Yeah.
and not being a good example of female empowerment. Um, and she gave like she's people gave her a lot of flack for like putting two females on the block. If she was all about being like a example of female empowerment. Do you feel like she was a good example of female empowerment? Because I thought she's pretty badass. Like
Yeah, to
the
me,
way
she was very badass, very different than the robot. Sorry, I have an eyelash in my eye. Um, she was very different than um yeah, than what I normally like when she was a robot, I just thought she was like this little pushover, and then she gets like this power, and it's like, whoa, holy moly. But I loved it. I actually didn't mind that she put them up. I thought her speech was good. I think she made a good point, and if I don't think it's about like, oh well, you put two females up, so now you're not a feminist. No, she's saying I don't think your game's a strong one because you're relying on other people and you're using your looks to do it. I think it was very harsh, but I also think we see 3 hours of it out of like a week. And so maybe she's seeing different things. I just think that like as Haley said, like my parents are watching this. Like that's kind of tough. And they're not like having sex with guys in there. They're not doing any of that. They're just, flirting. But it's a tactic. You can't knock it. But if she doesn't like it, then that's her reasoning.
Hmm. Yeah, well, you can't really like you can't fault her for it because she was right. She did hit the hammer or the hammer on the head of the nail because Caitlyn and Haley are using, their persuasive manners with the guys, like each guy they're controlling, like or trying to control anyway, to get ahead in the game. And she just called them on it, and I don't think they liked it. I think that's why both of them had such an emotional reaction in the DR, like crying. Both of them were crying. Um, so Caitlyn ends up going home, and the bonus life gets into play. I guess we'll just fast forward to that. And she couldn't put together the puzzle. Would you been able to put together that puzzle? It didn't seem that difficult.
I think she just got turned around and stressed, and I think she was so close, and then she was just like they were like 5, 4, and like all she had to do was connect it. But I don't know. It kind of sucked that she left because she was so entertaining. But I also think like I'm still entertained without her there, so who cares, right?
Yeah, no, I agree. Same. She was just she's a character that we haven't really ever seen. Like she was all about like feelings and intuition and like just oh, she was funny. I didn't mind her. Like she did have her moments of cray cray with the third eye business, but I enjoyed her. I thought she added a different like je ne sais quoi to Big Brother, like that we haven't seen like ever really. A little bit from a Nick and BB can, but like not to the extent that we saw Caitlyn play it out. And I'm sad to see her go, but at the same time, there's so many other like diverse characters in there that like, are all different and they're all playing the game. That I don't miss her that much. Like
Same.
for example, last season in Big Brother Canada 6, when Hamza left and when Erica left, it was like a hit to the house because they were just like, they were those players that like really got you rooting in the game, like rooting for them. And there's just so many different characters this year in BB20 like that you're rooting for that it's a loss, but it's not a loss.
Yeah,
Um,
agreed. Oh god.
I couldn't believe it. Like I was just sitting there, I was just so puzzled why she could not put together this puzzle. That her nerves got to her that much. Like because like I was expecting that like to put the puzzle like because it was such a simplistic looking puzzle and there wasn't many pieces. I was expecting that like she would have to do like all this intricate detailing to put it through like the pieces through the house, but she really didn't. She just had to like them through and then like run around the other side and do it.
I
Um,
think her nerves just got the best of her.
I think so too. But how sad was it though? Like that she got evicted. She didn't really expect it, and then on top of that, she knew they were watching her try and put the puzzle together, and then she didn't get the bonus life, and so she had to come back down the stairs and like do another kind of like walk of defeat. Like that, I found that sad. That like first she got defeated like for being voted out, and then she got defeated again for like losing her bonus life. I was sad for her.
Yeah. I was like, move faster, get out of there.
Yeah, for sure.
What do you think about JC like voting for her to stay?
Oh, I
Which
love
like
it.
I think Tyler has like a horseshoe up that kid's butt because whoa,
I know.
all
I absolutely love it. JC, I think he's kind of like caught on to the fact that Tyler's game is like good, and he wants to kind of like put holes in it a little bit. And so I think he wanted to put holes in it by like the people in the house not expecting that he would have voted to keep Caitlyn, sort of thing. No one knows it's him yet. They all think it's Scotty.
I know.
Because Scotty admitted to some of the people on the other side that he had been that like rogue vote for Swaggy.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, I don't know. Like it's not looking good for Scotty because is it because of the JC vote or is it because of the rogue Swaggy vote and telling people about it? I don't know. But
I don't
JC,
know. Dacey's interesting. Like, I think he's like, I saw today he got in trouble again, because he asked Rachel if she is transgendered. Um, I
oh,
think that, yeah, it was covered on Us Magazine or Us Weekly. So that's another thing. But I feel like Big Brother gets so much slack for like the things people say in there, and even like the whole thing with Bailey. Like, I'm not saying it didn't like matter; it mattered, but it just, I think that was blown out of proportion in a really big way. At least like the we talked about it in like such detail, and then it was just like they were having a conversation, and he was giving like a frame of reference. I don't think he was like he shouldn't have said it, and like I think her points were so valid and so important, but like they made it sound like he just casually, flippantly used that word, and that wasn't the case at all. It was a conversation they had.
yeah. See, the thing is that Bailey's kind of like since that conversation has been contradicting like herself, like she's been calling like other people names in a way, like calling Scotty the albino kid and
Yeah,
just
but see, that doesn't get picked anyway.
hold
It's
on.
whatever. I don't know. I didn't read the article, but
The
I
most
think like
most
go ahead.
recent one is Bailey this week when she's HOH, and I guess there was like some sort of on feeds they were playing Never Have I Ever. They've been playing that a lot, and I've been watching it. It's quite fun. But anyway, they were playing that, and then Fessy wasn't liking some of the things that Haley was saying. Oh yeah, I've done that, I've done that, I've done that, and they were pertaining to like past relationships and past like people that she dated or that she had encounters with, and he was getting upset about it.
Hmm.
And Bailey was having a conversation in HOH with Rockstar, and Haley basically saying that like reenacting Fessy being upset and just saying like why don't you go back like to Pakistan and blah blah blah, and like basically like kind of dissing his values as a Muslim and like just using some choice words that like referencing Muslim culture that like shouldn't have been referenced in that regard. And like so like if you're gonna like call out somebody for like using words that are racist or derogatory, then you have to like be respectful of other people's beliefs and views and values and whatnot, and not even just race. Like there's a whole pot of like how you're supposed to respect other people.
Hmm.
And so if you're going to call somebody out for not respecting your values and your culture, then you have to be equally respectful of everybody else, in my opinion.
Hmm.
So, and she's not like I watched it on YouTube today, and I wasn't impressed. Like I had been a Bailey fan up until today.
Yeah,
Uh,
I don't know. I think that yeah, no comment. I just think that JC is somebody who I think just there is a bit of a language barrier there, and sometimes I think he says things, and I don't know if he's really thinking, and he's just like, so. But I mean, I just quickly read the article, and like he blatantly said to Rachel, like, "Well, are you a real girl?" And then he like poked at her throat to figure out if there was an Adam's apple, and like then she was getting upset, so they shut it down. But it's like kind of like that's shitty.
mhm.
Anyway, it's part of
Yeah.
it. They're in a house for a really long time. People say stupid things. I'm sure I say stupid things too.
Mhm. Um, I don't know. I'm aside from that, like little Rachel thing. Like I'm liking JC. I think he's playing a strong game. He's being influential in like all the votes because he's the swing vote to like basically get people to change their mind. Like we saw a little snippet of him like putting his say in that Caitlyn should go, and on top of that, now he's throwing these rogue votes that's getting like stirring up the house, and no one suspects it because everybody likes him. And I don't know. I think he's like he. I like Tyler's game in that he's strategic and he's like pulling a lot of strings and he's winning comps and like everyone's good with him. But I like JC's game too, and it's not it's comparable but in a different way. They're both like in my opinion both playing the strongest game in the house right now.
Yeah,
So
I just think JC is going to walk out to a little bit more of like some hate than Tyler.
oh yeah, for
Tyler's
sure.
playing such a good
For
game
sure.
though. Oh my god, I love him. See, I'd be
I
devastated if
know. I
Tyler went
know.
home.
So glad he's on my team. Uh,
Well, I don't. I'm not even counting anymore because I'm losing so terribly. I don't care. I just assume you're
I
going to
can't
win at this
believe
point.
I can't believe how much I'm winning by though. It's
Well,
insane.
I that's why I'm like I'm not even counting.
So we're referring to our fantasy draft. If anybody missed it, we do a fantasy draft each season before the season starts on the house guest bios, and then we keep like our account up to date. And yeah, it's kind of a landslide right now that I'm winning by, and it's so funny because we both have two people evicted.
I know, but my people aren't winning anything. I chose the other side.
I'll stop bragging. Um, do we want to talk about the other little juicy gossip snippet that YouTube gave to me today
Sure.
about basically they were having like a roundtable discussion on like Caitlyn and how she was trying to like put moves that was unwanted on Fessy and on Brett in the house. Like both of them like was and constantly according to Brett she was like trying to like spoon him and whatnot. Like we all know that she was like being
Didn't she
super.
say she wanted to like if she didn't have a boyfriend, she would him?
Yeah, she told him that on day two, apparently, according to Brett in this YouTube snippet.
I mean, I don't know if I trust Brett that much, to be honest.
He said, I don't know, he was being pretty sincere because he didn't want to say it at first. And then Bessie was like saying that he took her hand when they were in HOH. She locked the door and he's like, "What are you doing?" And then she tried to put his hand on her breast in HOH. He was like, "No, no, 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 no. I'm not about this." Yeah, so it's like it's two people, and plus she was being like super like um, touchy feely with Tyler on feeds, like
Mm.
constantly touching him and like
Well, I
caressing him.
think he kind of liked her back, to be honest.
I think so too, but
Anyway,
I don't think he was. I don't remember if he was privy to this conversation when they were having it. I don't think he was in the circle of people when I
well,
was watching it today, but those are the two snippets. If there's anyone watching and want to tweet at us anything else that you want to talk about, go for it. So do we want to go for spoilers now? Like what's going on?
sure. Yeah.
So Bailey's HOH. She's put up Brett and she's put up Rachel. And for some reason, she thought it was a smart decision to tell Rachel that she has the other power app and what it is. Would you have done that? Would you have told somebody that's clearly on the other side what your power app is? Like, what did she gain from telling Rachel that?
Yeah, I was a little bit surprised. I think her boyfriend was too. I saw him tweeting about it. Um, yeah, I was surprised that she told her. I didn't really understand her reasoning, but I think she was just trying to like show that like her target was what's his name. So I think that was her strategy personally. I'm not sure. That was weird.
It was so weird. I mean, I just really didn't get anything from it. Her gut was telling her that like the right people to put on the block though, in terms of like JC and Scotty. Like she said, like my gut's telling me this, but I'm gonna put Rachel instead as the pawn. Um, and then the veto. If you don't want to hear spoilers, thanks for tuning in. We're about to spoil the veto. But I'm sure most people that are, if anyone that are watching right now, are like live feeders like us and already know. But veto was won by Tyler. Tyler didn't use the veto. Is that surprising to you, considering both these people that are on the block are level 6? And wouldn't they be expecting him to take one of them off the block because he's in that alliance? Like,
Yeah, I'm not really sure why he didn't use it, but I think like he would have got his hands dirty and he just probably figured like what's like one of his other people would go up. So I'm not sure.
I don't know. Really, it baffled me because like he's so hardcore level six. Maybe he thought like, oh, someone else will go on the block, but I really think if he had to pull someone
Well,
down,
JC would have gone up, or no, they wouldn't have put JC up. Who would they have put up?
she was planning on putting JC up until Fessy talked her out of it.
Yeah, so it probably would have been Casey or Sam.
Hmm. No, she wasn't even. I don't think Sam was in her considerations.
And she doesn't trust Scotty, so maybe it could have been Scotty, but it's a risk.
It was a risk, but I don't know if I was Tyler and I was that invested in that alliance, because he
Or
doesn't.
Angela. That's somebody we never talk about. Angela, what are you even doing there?
I don't know what she's doing. Well, that was her plan though. Like according to her bio and her preseason interviews, is that she was going to lay super low this first half of the season and then start winning out competitions because she's super like fit.
Cool. Let's
I don't
see
know.
it.
Like, I know that's what I mean. Like I was expecting her to have a little more gameplay than what she's actually having. Like
Hmm.
as this level six alliance, but in terms of like strategy and even DR time, she's not getting a lot of DR time.
No, no, she's not.
For
Her and Casey.
I know for like people that are that beautiful, I'm surprised that they're not getting just a little more airtime. But
She's not doing anything. Just because she's pretty doesn't mean she gets airtime.
I know, but she was very well spoken in her interviews.
But she's doing nothing in that house. I think she's just sleeping. And you know what? That's like this is like the problem with Big Brother. There's always like drama at the beginning, and everybody's like consumed by it, and then it'll be like Scotty and Angela in the end, and it'll be like, who cares?
Hmm. Hmm. I hope not,
Well,
but
we've got a long ways to go.
we do. Do you, now, in terms of evictions, do you think that we'll have a double, a triple? What kind of evictions do you think we'll have? Because someone like they had that bonus life, which means someone could have stayed in the house.
Yeah,
So
they're not bringing anybody else in from like outside because they've been too. I'm not sure. I don't know, but I don't think a double eviction will be this week. They haven't told us that, so.
no, and they haven't sequestered anyone. So it'll be interesting how the weeks play out. It'll be interesting if Bailey and Tyler use their apps because they're about to expire soon, aren't they? Like, or was Tyler's? It was
Yeah.
8 weeks, right? A
I have
long
no
time.
idea. Stupid apps. Just get them used. So silly.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree. I would just want to see like the game is playing out so well organically as it is right now that I just want to see it keep going like that.
Yeah, it's so
So
good.
any twists thrown in there, but we'll see.
Hmm.
Anything else you want to go over? Because I think like I kind of touched on everything I wanted to say in terms of like what these weeks have been unfolding as. Like it's just been so good. I love it.
So good. I hate that we don't. It was like to watch more of Caitlin's interview, go to CBS.com. Okay, well, cool. I can't see anything. Awesome.
I know.
Stupid America.
Sorry, I don't understand.
Do you hear that? That was my Google Assistant. She scared the bejeebers out of me. She said, sorry, I don't understand. Well, Google, I'm not talking to you.
I know my Google Assistant always comes on at the weirdest times. Like the other day, and probably no one on our podcast wants to hear this, but like was talking to my 3-year-old and like saying like I'm gonna change your sister's bum. And like my Google Assistant's like, I can look that up for you. And I'm like, no, like I really don't need you to. Thanks.
It's so
Like,
weird when it does things that like you're like, I'm not even talking to you. And then it makes me think like, well, who's listening to this? It's
yeah.
probably so excited that I'm talking to someone in my apartment. It doesn't know what to do. We just lost a viewer.
Yeah. Talking about our dog assistant.
Our Google
Yeah.
Assistant.
Not surprised. Sorry, guys.
Say, hey,
I
Google. Say hello to Melissa. We will say.
Hey.
It
I
didn't,
think
it
that
didn't do
I
it.
think that pretty much wraps up this week of our breakdown. We kind of just grazed over like what we had not talked about for like
Oh,
our 2 hiatus, but like essentially the players that are playing good we talked about. the other players that are laying low and that you're not hearing about, well,
My team,
I'm not invested in them as much. So
they'll come around. Everyone will come around.
I hope so. All right. Well, we'll be back again next week. Tune in on Twitter to hear our day and our time. We don't really have that figured out yet. We'll figure that out probably after this podcast or after this weekend, really, because this is a long weekend here in Canada. But yeah. All right. Thanks for tuning in. As always, see you soon.
Bye.